My boyfriend used my money for a vacation with another woman. When I confronted him, he dismissed me, saying, "Relax, you'll get over it." His friends laughed at me. She called me pathetic. But a few days later, he was begging me on my voicemail. He said we should celebrate his birthday somewhere warm. I said sure. I moved money around, canceled a subscription, transferred what I had in my savings. He said he'd book everything and I'd pay him back after payday. I didn't think twice. He'd done the same for me last year when I got sick and missed work. That's what I told myself. The week before his birthday, he was vague. Not in a sketchy way. More like distracted. Said his phone was glitching, said he was tired from work, said his friends were planning something too, so we might have to adjust the schedule. I bought him a new duffel bag. I filled it with mini bottles and travel stuff. I left a note in the side pocket that said, "You and me." He never mentioned it. 3 days before his birthday, he said I'd have to miss the trip. Said his friends surprised him with a guy's getaway and booked non-refundable tickets without knowing about our plan. He said it like it was sweet, like I should be happy someone else loved him enough to surprise him. I asked if I could at least come for a few days after. He said no, it'd be weird now. I asked about the money. He told me not to stress. I didn't tell anyone, not even my sister. I played it cool, sent him a happy birthday message, posted an old photo of us at the beach with some dumb caption. He didn't reply. He liked the post 2 days later. The photo he posted was just him, shirtless with a drink, tagged at a resort I didn't recognize. I Googled it. It was in Mexico. We'd talked about Mexico. The room in the background was for two. I opened my banking app and searched the date I sent the money. I saw another charge from the same day, an international flight I didn't book. The flight was booked in his name, but there was a second passenger. I recognized the last 4 digits of her number. She'd DM'd him a fire emoji on a story once, and I'd asked who she was. He said she was just a girl who works at his gym. I still didn't say anything. I needed to be sure. I kept watching his stories. She was in the background of one, laughing with her head turned. Her voice was in a boomerang. Her sunglasses were sitting on the table in one shot. I looked her up. Her profile was private. Her bio said, "Lover of beaches plus books." I laughed out loud. He came back a few days later like nothing happened. Sent a selfie of him in the airport, captioned, "Back to the grind." I didn't respond. I waited for him to reach out. When he did, it was a meme. I ignored it. Then it was a voice note. I didn't listen. Finally, he texted, "You mad?" I said we needed to talk. He said fine, but I had to come to his place. I said no. He showed up at mine. He looked sunburned. He wore a bracelet that said the resort name. I asked him straight up if he took another woman to Mexico with my money. He didn't even flinch. He just raised an eyebrow and said, "Relax, you'll get over it." I didn't answer. I went into the kitchen, grabbed his bag, and tossed it onto the floor. He looked annoyed, but not surprised. He bent down to pick it up, muttering something about overreacting. I stood there while he zipped it up. Then he laughed and said his friends told him I'd act like this. Later that night, I checked my Venmo. He'd blocked me. His page didn't exist anymore. The vacation charge was still pending. I emailed the airline pretending to be the second passenger. They confirmed my seat had been reassigned after check-in. The other passenger had the initials AL. Her name was Alyssa, the gym girl. 2 days later, someone tagged him in a birthday dinner photo. She was next to him, arms linked. The caption said, "So lucky to celebrate the best person with the best girl." I felt my throat close up for a second. Then I saved the photo and logged out. That weekend, one of his friends texted me out of nowhere, a guy I'd only met once. He said, "Sucks what happened, but you'll bounce back." I blocked him. Another one DM'd me laughing emojis under an old photo I posted of me and my dog. I reported it. The last straw was Alyssa herself. She found my Instagram and commented on a photo of me from Valentine's Day. She said, "You seem nice. Hope you're healing." I didn't respond. I just blocked her. Then I called my bank and filed a fraud claim. I sent them screenshots of the money I'd sent him, the airline confirmation, the fact that I was not listed on the reservation. They said it would take a few days to investigate. I waited. Meanwhile, he kept posting. He posted a photo of her in his hoodie, tagged my piece. He posted a reel of their trip set to some romantic song. He posted a poll asking if people believed in love at first sight. I watched all of it without blinking. The morning the refund hit my account, I booked a room at that same resort. Under my own name, just for one night. I didn't go. I just wanted the receipt. I printed it, folded it, and mailed it to him with a sticky note that said, "Now we're even." 3 days later, my phone started blowing up. The calls started early. 7 missed before noon. I didn't answer. I knew his voice by tone, not just words, and I already knew what it would sound like. Panicked, but fake calm, like someone trying to get ahead of a headline. I let it ring out. He left voicemails. I didn't listen. I just stared at the screen and deleted each one after the bubble stopped bouncing. He used a different number next. Then his mom called me. I let it go to voicemail too. She sounded confused, said he was distraught, said he felt tricked. She asked if I'd done something to get back at him. I blocked her. Same day, Alyssa messaged me again, this time from a new account, said I was obsessed, said I was harassing an innocent man who moved on. I screenshotted it and reported her again. The bank cleared my refund as legit fraud. They closed the investigation. His name was flagged in the system. I saw it in the email they sent me. Unauthorized use of funds by associated party. I printed it, filed it, moved on. Or tried to. That weekend, a friend of his sent me a screenshot. Said he thought I should know. It was from a group chat, guys I'd seen once or twice at parties, the ones who always called me wifey and winked like I was furniture. In the screenshot, they were ripping into him. Apparently, he told everyone I paid for the whole trip as a gift and knew he wasn't taking me. One guy asked if he was serious. Another said, "Bro, you stole from her?" The thread ended with one of them leaving the chat. I didn't respond to the friend. I just saved the screenshot. Then I unblocked him. Not to talk. Just to open the door and see what he'd do. He jumped in like he'd been watching for a crack. First a message. "We need to talk." Then another. "What you did was extreme." Then a third. "This isn't you." I didn't answer. He called. I picked up and put the phone on mute. He was yelling, full rant mode. Said I embarrassed him, said I ruined his relationship, said Alyssa broke up with him because she didn't sign up for drama. I stayed silent. He didn't even notice, just kept going. Said his mom cried, said his friends turned on him, said everyone thought I was dangerous now. Then he changed his tone, said he still cared, said maybe we could fix it, said I took things too far, but he understood. Said we had history, said I wasn't like these other girls. I hung up. Next day, I posted a photo of the resort receipt with no caption, just the booking lines circled in red. He saw it. He texted, "Why are you doing this?" I didn't respond. He texted again. "Alyssa thinks I lied to her. She's telling people I manipulated her." Then, "You ruined everything for me." Then, "We could have been good." I screenshotted every message. 2 days later, I got a letter in the mail. Handwritten. Not his style. It was a fake apology, long and circular. He said I should take some blame too. Said I acted irrationally. Said I chose to blow things up instead of heal. Said I was too emotional to see the bigger picture. He ended it by saying he hoped I'd grow from this. I shredded it and flushed the pieces. The twist came a week later when I got an email from a woman I didn't know. Her name was Isabel. Said she found my email from a tagged photo years ago. Said she used to date him too. Said he told her the same line he told me. "You're the only one who gets me." Said he also borrowed money from her once, disappeared after a trip. I asked what year. It was before me. She sent me photos, same duffel bag I bought him, same watch, same necklace I saw on Alyssa in his birthday reel. He'd recycled it all. He wasn't sentimental, he was lazy. I told her thanks and asked if she wanted to go public. She said no, said she didn't care anymore, said she just didn't want me to think I was the only one. I didn't post about it. I just deleted every photo I ever had with him. Took down the birthday post, cleared my tagged photos, changed my username, archived old comments, removed the story highlights. When people asked why, I said nothing. When mutuals messaged me, "What happened?" I replied with, "He knows." That weekend I saw him at a party. Not planned, not avoidable. He came with a different girl. Not Alyssa, not Isabel, a new one. He saw me and tried to play it cool. I didn't say a word. I didn't look away. I just nodded once and turned to leave. As I walked past, I heard him telling someone I was crazy. Said I faked bank charges and harassed his ex. I stopped. I turned around. I walked back up to him and handed him a folded printout. The bank fraud report. Just one page, just the header and final ruling. I didn't say anything. He took it. He looked down. I watched his hand shake. Then I left. The next morning, he posted a black screen to his story with the words, "Some people will never let you grow." I didn't respond. I just blocked him again. I didn't hear from him again for a few weeks. The silence was weird, but oddly calming. I spent my days doing what I'd always done before I met him, hanging out with friends, working, staying busy. It wasn't like I was waiting for his apology or anything, but I guess I kept expecting something more dramatic. Some big, bold attempt to win me back. Maybe I was still too naive for the world I'd just stepped out of. The world where people don't just screw you over and expect a clean break. Then one morning, I woke up to a voicemail. I didn't even look at the number. I knew who it was, and it wasn't anything I needed to hear. I figured it was another of his half-assed, desperate apologies. So I let it sit for a while, just to mess with him, I guess. When I finally played it, it wasn't what I thought. It was him, crying. I wasn't angry. I didn't feel a sense of satisfaction or justice. I felt nothing. It wasn't a victory, and it wasn't even sad. It was like listening to someone who'd been stuck in the same place for too long, repeating the same mistake over and over. His voice cracked as he said, "I know what I did was wrong. I know I hurt you, and I'm sorry. But I miss you. I miss us." He kept saying it, over and over. "I miss you. I miss what we had. I wish we could fix this." I sat there, phone in my hand, just listening to his broken voice. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. There was no fixing this. The next day, I got another message, a long text. He told me how much he regretted everything, how he was really sorry, and hadn't realized how badly he'd messed up until now. He mentioned Alyssa, said it wasn't serious, that she was just a rebound, that he'd always come back to me. He told me I was the best thing that ever happened to him. And then came the line that I'd been waiting for, the one that really showed me what kind of person he was. "I made a huge mistake. You deserve so much more than me, but I want to fix it. I'll do whatever it takes." I stared at the screen, reading the message again, letting the words sink in. I thought about how everything had gone down, how he'd betrayed me so easily, how he'd written me off without blinking, how he used my money for someone else. And I thought about the voice message, the pleading, the desperation. I finally responded. One sentence. "I don't need you to fix it," he replied instantly. "You're being cold. I'm trying to make things right." I didn't answer. I deleted the thread. A few days later, his friends started reaching out. The ones who'd mocked me, who'd laughed about what he did, the ones who thought it was all a joke. One of them messaged me first saying, "You know, he's really broken up about this. He's been talking about you nonstop. He knows he messed up." I didn't reply. Another friend texted me the same thing, then added, "He's still in love with you. He just didn't know what he had until it was gone." I didn't even block them. I just ignored it. But I knew what they were doing. They were trying to guilt-trip me into feeling bad for him, to soften me up so I'd give him another shot. Maybe they thought they were doing him a favor. Maybe they thought it was their job to fix things. I sat there staring at my phone, reading their messages one last time. And then I deleted them, one by one. No big reaction, no dramatic confrontation. Just a quiet exit from a chapter I didn't want to reopen. A week after that, he called me again. By then, I didn't even need to hear it. I knew what was coming. He begged me. I could hear it in his voice. He said he was sorry, that he missed me, that we could start fresh, that we could get back to what we were. He said he couldn't stop thinking about me, and that he'd learned his lesson. I waited for him to finish. Then I said, "No, you don't get to learn anything. You just get to deal with what you did." I could hear him breathing. Then the silence. I said, "Goodbye," and hung up. That night, I went out. Not to meet anyone, just to get away from the house for a while. I walked into a bar and ordered a drink. The bartender asked how my night was going, and I told him it was fine. He asked if I was there alone. I said, "Yeah." I looked around the room, and for the first time in a long time, I felt light. Not happy, not relieved, just lighter. The next morning, I woke up to one more message. His last one. It was short. He said, "I guess you really are gone for good." I didn't respond. I haven't heard from him since.